when I look at the textbooks that are out there, most of them are already outdated. And the same thing happened with risk. So when I first started working with risk or with portfolio management, um, the field was moving very, very quickly. And I think the challenge is that a course like this, especially at the MS level, the expectation is that you will essentially undertake a route or a path to discovery on your own in an area that you're interested in and that you want to explore. So the good news is that there is no midterm and there is no exam. So this is a project-based course. The bad news is, and I think it gets interesting when I describe this as bad news. The bad news is that your grading will happen essentially on an individual basis. So I think we have around 10 या 12 बच्चे हमारे पास हैं registered for the course, and I think the expectation is that each one of you will pick an area of interest which is of interest to you. I have a list that I'll sort of share a little later. That's not a complete list, it's just a partial list, just to give you an indication of the expectation kya hai. But I think from a structure point of view, what I'm looking for is an individual research paper in one of the specialized areas, right? So let me just show you the specialized areas I had in mind. Now you could pick फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स. तो अगर आपका ट्रेडिंग में, आपका स्टॉक मार्केट में, एक्विटीज़ में, कमोडिटीज़ में, एफएक्स में, बॉन्ड्स में इंटरेस्ट है, तो यू कुड पिक दैट एंड यू कुड आइडेंटिफाई एन एरिया ऑफ डिसरप्शन and focus your research paper on that, right? But this area of disruption has to be on the local context side. So we're not interested in कि internationally क्या हो रहा है, we're interested in कि पाकिस्तान में इसका scope क्या है, इसमें issues क्या हैं, इसमें challenges क्या हैं, इसमें problems क्या हैं, right? That's one. If you're interested in banking, तो banking को हमने 3-4 हिस्सों में break किया हुआ है. पहला हिस्सा is payments, digital cash and SME lending, which is small and medium enterprise lending. Gigi, we'll come back to it later. So let me walk through it and then you can sort of explore that and expand on it a little later. फिर इस credit scoring जिसमें consumer scoring भी है, फिर आपके पास insurance है, life in general, then there's microfinance, then there's compliance systems जिसमें anti-money laundering, know your customer and FATF. Now, I want to be very, very clear that you understand what I mean. If you work in a bank right now and you're thinking that just documenting the AML, KYC, FATF process would be sufficient, that's not the expectation. The expectation is you want to innovate or disrupt or modify or improve or increase the level of efficiency that exists right now, right? So for example, अगर बाहर से remittance आती है, तो right now in most banks the process is the remittance goes through, each individual single remittance goes through the AML, KYC, FATF checklist, and that sort of, in certain banks the process is well run, so it's not an issue. In a number of other banks it's a nightmare for the people who receive the remittance. So कुछ बैंकों में आपकी remittance same day credit हो जाती है, कुछ बैंकों में it might take as much as a week to 10 days and they might ask you for 6 to 7 different documents, right? So it's a function of which bank your account is with. So it's not enough to just document the existing process or the existing requirements. What I'm looking for is what can you do to facilitate and improve, right? And we'll talk a bit about that also. Okay, what does facilitation and improvement mean? Here area is of regulatory reporting, and this covers both the central bank, the SACP, the Competition Commission, consumer protection. There are multiple areas. So वहाँ पे क्या improvements की गुंजाइश है, not from the perspective and point of view of the regulator, but as somebody who is being regulated by these regulators. Here there's an area of investor relations. Here there is product distribution and reach. For example, if you talk about cards, so credit card, maybe about 2.5 million cards होंगे. Talk about bank accounts with mainstream banks, maybe we're talking about 15 million bank accounts. The population is significantly larger. Then there are mutual funds, then there are crypto assets, and there are cross-border payments, right? So if I look at this list, I would say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 areas. And this is not the only all-inclusive exhausted list. You actually have multiple choices, you have multiple options that you can look at and that you can use with respect to submitting your proposals. So, format जो है, the structure that we want to use, that we want to go through, is going to be a little different. So what I want you to do is I want you to pick an idea, and I want you to think carefully about, from my perspective, what is my expectation, and then based on that, pick the idea. Right? Don't pick an idea just because you think it's going to be cool. Pick an idea because you're really, really interested in exploring that. So 17th February, which is next week, you will submit a high-level concept, which would essentially be about 2 paragraphs. And this would be a Word document. So don't put it in the email body. Send it to me either as a Word document or as a PDF file, and either is fine. जिस पे आप अपना नाम and the name of your project as a title डाल दें. This is the first requirement, right? Because you submit it does not mean it gets approved. There's a reasonable chance that I'll come back with feedback and I'll say इसको आप ऐसे देखें, या sort of modify and adjust the scope a little bit, or look at the area of inquiry. Now in the 2 paragraphs, you have to very clearly indicate or give a sense of what is it that you expect to achieve by writing this paper. What is the question? What is the key question that you're trying to answer? So that's one. अच्छा, फिर second part ये कि once you've sent this to me, तो मैं 24 तारीख तक, which is our next class, by the 24th, I will give you individual feedback. And if the idea is fine, as if you sort of laid it out individually and reasonably well, then I'll give you approval there and then. If I have feedback, if I want you to change and modify things, I will change and modify them, right? And I'll ask you to incorporate that. So that's 24th February. Here your initial outline, okay, what will you cover in the paper, is due for submission on 10th March 2021. आपके finals कब हैं? When are your midterms and finals? Typically for this semester, when does that happen?
Sir, finals end of May में होंगे और midterms का confirm नहीं है कि होंगे या नहीं होंगे.
Okay, so end of May is where you expect to get your. So I think then what we're looking at, we're looking at your initial outline submission by the 10th of March. And again, so with each of these, there is a feedback cycle. आप मुझे कुछ भेजेंगे, मैं आपको उस पर feedback दूंगा कि this is fine, this is great, go forward, or think about this question, or this item, or this issue, or this problem, and look at this, right? And ideally, what I'd like you to do is do this on email. If you have queries, if you have questions, if you have comments, feel free to ping me on WhatsApp, and I'll try my best to respond to you. But I want to make sure that there is an email thread with respect to our discussion back and forth. फिर आपका जो draft paper है, that's due on 24th March. I put this down as midterm because I wasn't sure okay, will there be a midterm or not, but my point was this is sort of like a midpoint where the idea is okay. So normally what happens is, in the past when I've taught courses like these and I've come up with requirements like these, I think your first pass is okay. It's not a great pass. बहुत rare ऐसा होता है कि a first pass of a student project or a student concept or student idea sort of knocks people in the industry out of their chair. Okay, this is such great quality. This is so phenomenal. This is so outstanding that I love it. So what the idea is कि आपका first pass जब आएगा तो there will be another round of feedback, improvement, areas of weaknesses, and I think one of the reasons why my interest in teaching this course is that my take is that as students and as scholars, it's not enough for us to work in isolation. It's not enough to produce whatever we produce and sort of आप मुझे पेपर भेजें मैं ग्रेड करूँ मैं आपको वापस भेज दूँ and that's the end of it. It's important for us to showcase our work and to get feedback from the industry. So one of the key requirements on your papers is that, for example, अगर आप इधर आ जाएं, let's look at this, right? So if you look at banking and you look at SME lending, so I have another colleague who will also come in as a guest speaker in the next I think 3 or 4 weeks. I have to check his calendar and his availability. अगर आप SME lending पे काम करें तो your paper will go on the SME lending to this gentleman. For example, if you pick up crypto asset, I have a really good friend who's an authority on this subject, not just here, not just locally, but also in the region, and he's based out of Turkey. Your paper will go to him for his comments and feedback. If you do insurance, I'm an actuary by profession and I work as an appointed actuary for both life and general insurance company. Your paper will come to me If you do microfinance, I have another friend who's been a founder of a leading microfinance entity, all the way back in mid 2000. So 2003-2004 में उन्होंने माइक्रो फाइनेंस बैंक बनाया था. अगर आप compliance, AML, KYC, FTF की बात करते हैं, I have a lot of regulatory friends, and I have a friend who also work in the same function. So whatever paper you write, your paper will go to these members of my extended network for their feedback. And while their feedback will not be the only part of your grade, but it will make an important part of your grade. So if you're looking for, let's say, a really good grade in this course, then it's important that the feedback that I get from my industry network and my industry contacts is, okay, this is a student paper. I never expected this level of depth or substance or insight or creativity or substance in a student paper. So I'd really like to hire this person, or I really like to meet this person. I want this person on my team. That's the feedback I want to hear. So if I get that feedback, then you get this grade. If you don't get this feedback, then we'll have to evaluate and see कि इसमें और कौन-कौन से component शामिल हैं. So एक element ये कि जब मैंने पहली किताब लिखी थी अपनी, I was really scared of what would people think. So I'd been using class notes to teach my students, and I would hand out class notes with impunity, right? I would say कि देख लें, इस्तेमाल कर लें, use कर लें. But my thought was कि बच्चे पढ़ लें, बच्चे देख लें. And feedback is always a gift. The class notes all improve. But when I had to put it out there as a book with Macmillan, my biggest fear was, what would people think? They would think I'm an idiot. I'm a fool. मुझे पता नहीं मैं क्या बात कर रहा हूँ. I have no background. I have no understanding of the subject, right? And that fear really led to me putting in a lot of effort. तो जो चीज़ मैं पहले, let's say, 2 दिन में cover करता था या लिखता था, now I was going out and making sure that I had the right references, I had the right material, I was quoting elements and items correctly. If I had a concept or a framework or a theory, there was sound academic and industrial backing for that. So the fear of public exposure made a huge difference. So the second requirement in your paper is that you will actually publish it on, I'll tell you the site जहाँ पे आप इसे publish करेंगे, and you'll put it in what I call public domain. So what you're doing essentially is, चाहे आप opportunity identify करें, चाहे आप industry की strength और weaknesses analyze करें, चाहे आप strategy discuss करें, you want to put it out in the public domain because you want people to give feedback on what you're suggesting. You want people to react. And people's reaction, comes from all sides. There are people who will come back to you and say, this is a phenomenal paper. I'd never looked at it this way. And there are people who will come back to you and say, you have no idea what you're talking about. And you need to learn to filter that, right? But in addition to filtering it, I think the only way of improving, if you're in this course because you're interested in this field, right? And यहाँ से आप जो चीज़ें pick करें, for example, if you pick one project from this, my assumption is, the underlying assumption is that you are interested in the subject, you are interested in the field, you want to learn. Your learning shouldn't stop just because the course ends. And whatever insights you've picked up based on your research, your exposure, your exploration, your journey, you want to make sure you can build up on that. It's a foundation on which you sort of expand and take it on, right? So think of it as a published article. And from my perspective, that published article will essentially end up on Medium. So there is a site called Medium. Medium has seen its good days and it's seen its bad days, but I think the good thing about Medium is that it's a great public forum. Just there is a lot of audience, and audience not just limited to Pakistan but all over the world. There is a lot of interest in finance and in fintech on Medium. There's a thriving community in both areas, and you'd be surprised how quickly you would get feedback from people across the world, right? So एक element Medium पे, तो Medium पे आपका paper post होगा और फिर इसी paper को आप अपनी timeline पे खुद share करेंगे. So if you're on Twitter, you would share on Twitter. If you're on Facebook, you share on Facebook. I'm assuming that all of you are on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, you'll post it on LinkedIn. लेकिन इसका जो process है of posting, that we will discuss separately and it will vary from paper to paper. But the concept is that you want to put this paper out there, I am not the only person who's going to see it. Professionals in my network will see it and grade it. People on your timeline will see it and grade it. And ये जो आपकी final collection है of papers, this collection I'll also go out and post as a collated medium post, but that'll happen a little later. The requirements that I have is, the first primary requirement is we're interested in local applications for local context only, right? So for example, अगर आप crypto की बात करें तो crypto में local applications right now are a question mark, because technically speaking it is illegal for you to hold crypto assets in Pakistan. So you have to think in terms, if you think in terms of crypto, अगर आप crypto की side पे जाते हैं तो you'll have to think कि local application कैसे cover करेंगे. So be wary of that. I'm not interested in global market size or global applications. इसमें interest नहीं है. मेरा primary interest is कि if we're thinking in terms of fintech and we're in Karachi or in Pakistan, then our idea, then our thought process, then our thinking needs to be focused on the local market and the local environment, not outside of it. So your paper must include a literature review. If it must include any national milestones or national items of interest. So for example, अगर आप FATF की बात करते हैं, so we've been on the grey list for a while. We expect, we hope कि sometime over the next 12 to 18 months we'll get off the grey list. So I'd expect some commentary on that. Local competitive landscape review. अगर आप बैंकिंग की बात करते हैं, माइक्रो फाइनेंस की बात करते हैं, म्यूचुअल फंड्स की बात करते हैं, स्टॉक मार्केट की बात करते हैं, once again I'd expect that you sort of cover the local context and the local environment. Then जिस space में आप काम करना चाहते हैं, right? So for example, if you come up with an alternate mechanism for distributing or buying or selling mutual funds through a different medium or a different channel, then my expectation would be that you have some sense of how big the market size would be for this disruption. You would also talk about what are the disruption drivers in that specific space that would lead to this opportunity, and you talk about your go-to-market strategy, right? So it's a comprehensive paper. It's not an R&D exercise. It's not just a literature review. It's not just a collection of existing ideas. You'll actually have to put some thinking and some thought into this. Now, this is an individual submission, right? This is not a group submission. You will do it as one person in your own name. However, I do expect you to talk to each other. आप 10 लोग हैं इस group के अंदर. You should talk to each other with respect to, especially if your areas do not overlap. तो अगर आप, so somebody is working on financial markets and somebody is working on insurance and somebody is working on investor relations or crypto assets or cross-border payments, talk to each other. Feel free to pose questions to each other. Feel free to sort of pass ideas by each other. So while you're not doing this as a group exercise, you are allowed to talk and discuss and review and possibly even critique each other's paper, positions and ideas. Okay, fair enough? So डेट्स हमने डिस्कस कर ली. पहली सबमिशन आपकी 17 तारीख को है, दूसरी सबमिशन आपकी 24 तारीख को है, तीसरी 10 मार्च को है, चौथी 24 मार्च को है, एंड योर फाइनल पेपर इज ड्यू ऑन द 7th of April को जब आप पेपर सबमिट करेंगे with feedback, my expectation is that you should be ready for publishing it by 21st April 2021. And once you publish the paper, I should be in a position to finalize your grades. So if I think the last week of classes is, let's say, last week of April or first week of May, I think we should be done by then. So now from a grading point of view, where are we? Where is the grading? Okay, so now from a grading point of view, आपकी जो assignments हैं, individual assignments हैं, that are sort of आपने भी, I've given you 2. I gave you one on the question for Asif, and then उससे पहले I gave you another on your thoughts on the Flashboy case study. ये individual class assignments are going to weigh about 20% of your grade. Class participation is 15%. First draft of your paper is about 25% of the grade, and your final draft is going to be about 40% of your grade, right? And this is you get the grade once your paper is published on Medium in the public domain. चलें कोई बात नहीं, ये इसको हम ungrade कर देंगे, that's not a problem, because I think there were some issues on my side also. I should have sent out a notification to everyone saying कि ये हुआ, I haven't done that. तो आज का assignment हम skip कर देंगे, we won't grade it, alright?
Thank you so much.
ठीक है, not a problem, not an issue. अच्छा जी, अब now let's think in terms of कि ये कराने का purpose क्या है, आपके जहन में क्या है, why am I doing this, why are we doing this, हमारा objective क्या है, करना क्या चाहते हैं? So मुबीन का point है कि knowledge bank बढ़ जाएगा, alright, this is one factor. और बताएं, anybody else? एक मेरी requirement है which I've sort of stated and I want to make sure that everybody understands what this means. I've said your papers will be in the public domain, right? So you put it out there, right? Now what does public domain means? Yeah, anyone can review them, anyone can look at them, anyone can react to them and correspond to them. लेकिन इसमें एक बहुत बड़ा reaction आता है आमतौर पे when I speak to people in the technology industry for example, जैसे कि लोग मेरा आइडिया चुरा लेंगे, they'll steal it. तो इसके बारे में आपका क्या ख्याल है? आपने इतनी मेहनत की, रिसर्च की, मटेरियल निकाला, डेटा निकाला, if somebody steals the idea, तो फिर क्या होगा? So I think देखो एक चीज़ जो बहुत ज़रूरी है ना, and this is very important for context, and I've been a serial founder now for about, so my first rule of thumb is that if I'm working on something new or interesting, what I first do is I put together a short one-pager that describes the idea, or maybe a two-pager document, or even sometimes even a short deck, right? And then I have a circle of friends and colleagues that I consider smarter than myself, right? So you find the smartest people you know, and you share this with them to get a sense of, okay, what do you think? Do you think there is room here? There's opportunity here? Do you think this is going to fly? This is not going to fly? For example, we spoke about the algorithm in our last class, right? Now that's my work. And one thought that is certainly there is, okay, ये आपका key, tricky, interesting algorithm hai. Why have you sort of it's not just that I wrote a book about it. I ran a class for you. I ran a class for my other students also in the past. I recorded the class and I put it out there on YouTube. अच्छा, मैं आपको इंटरेस्टिंग बात बताऊँ, which I don't think you've noticed or not. जो आपका YouTube का लेक्चर था पिछली क्लास का, उसके दो पार्ट थे. एक पार्ट था कॉन्टेक्स्ट and दूसरा पार्ट था एल्गोरिदम. So the second part, which is about 40 minutes, is the actual meat and potatoes of the algorithm. कि एल्गोरिदम बना कैसे, चला कैसे, काम कैसे हुआ. और जो कॉन्टेक्स्ट का पार्ट था, I think that's about 53 minutes. ये 53 minutes and this is about 40 minutes, right? How many views do you think people have of algorithms? किसके views ज़्यादा हैं? इसके ज़्यादा हैं, इसके ज़्यादा हैं? इसके views ज़्यादा हैं, let's call this A, या algorithm के views ज़्यादा हैं, let's call this B. So the science, the secret is in B, right? The actual science, if there was a secret, for lack of a better word, it's in the algorithm lecture, which is B, right? But the views, the bulk of the views are on the context side. And I'd say these are about 30% of your context views. So अगर यहाँ पे let's say 180 views हैं, for example, in the last week, तो ये शायद 50 होंगे, 50 से भी कम होंगे शायद, not even 50. So I think एक element a lot of people don't read. मैं आपको example और देता हूँ. One of the first companies I ran, which failed, I think it started in 1999 and it finished in 2001. I wrote a 268-page book that had everything in it. It had the business plan, it had the financials, it had the projections, it had the strategy, it had the approach, it had the research, every single insight I had. And this book, the 268-page book, I think over the last 20 years, may have been downloaded maybe about 10,000 times. But despite that fact, the key part of the idea in 20 years, despite the fact that ये किताब is in public domain, anybody can download it, it's free. आप अगर Google पे सर्च करेंगे तो आपको किताब भी मिल जाएगी, मुफ्त पूरा का पूरा टेक्स्ट मिल जाएगा PDF के ऊपर, right? So it's free, it's available out there. और मैंने खुद डाली है. It's not कि the reason I know it's free is because I know कि मैंने कहाँ डाली है and मुझे पता है कि मैं कैसे सर्च करता हूँ, मुझे कैसे मिल जाती है. But in 20 years, nobody's actually copied it. The opportunity still exists. The idea is still there, very much there. So जब हम stealing की बात करते हैं ना कि लोग idea लेके भाग जाएंगे, you have to remember that execution is key. And while everybody is interested in it, if you're passionate about your concept and your idea, then and if you decide to explore it and follow it and work with it, then you'll find that it's not that difficult for you to sort of stand apart from the crowd because this is your idea. एक element ये. I think second element, which is the reason I said it's important for you to collaborate with each other, is that if I teach this course, if I just teach this course to 10 students, and let's say I put together a textbook in a rush, or I put together reading material in a rush, and you sort of follow through this, and I do a typical traditional conventional midterm and a final exam, क्या होगा? What's going to happen? आप इम्तिहान देंगे, you'll pass the exam because you're all sharp and bright students, and this is an interesting course, at least from a topic point of view. तो इम्तिहान तो पास हो जाएगा. But 5 years down the road, when you look back at it, what will you remember? You won't remember anything at all. So if you want to retain, it's very important that you do some amount of self-learning. And self-learning का एक important element क्या है? That learning का element is कि आप खुद एक चीज़ को, something that you're interested in, I don't know what you're interested in, you have to figure that piece out, उसको explore करें. And उसको explore करें in a structured fashion. So एक element ये हो गया. फिर आप क्या करें? You're posting it. You're not just giving it to me to grade, you're posting it, right? You're sending it. So I'm sending it to network, friends, colleagues, peers who I think can add value, can react to it. And they can tell you, okay, this is a great paper, this is a really bad paper, this is a paper that needs improvement. So you get that feedback. Here you're sharing it with the world on your timeline. I'm sharing it on my timeline. So both on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, I'll put it together and put it out there. And that will generate even more questions and more queries and more reaction. Give you a sense of how the world reacts to it. So इस पूरे process का फ़ायदा क्या है? पूरे process का फ़ायदा ये है कि जो आपका original presentation है, your original concept or idea, it'll improve, but you'll also get a sense of what are the questions or feedbacks or challenges or issues people have with respect to the concept that you're working on. And how do you sort of move forward with that? How do you address that? So if at a later date in life, you want to sort of explore it or expand it or see where things go or which direction things go in, then you'll actually have this rich collection of feedback that you can build up on. ये सिर्फ मुझे पेपर देके और सिर्फ मेरे ग्रेड करने से आपको नहीं मिलेगा. But throwing it out there in the world will possibly give you a lot more feedback and value from this exercise. With respect to your initial feedback, is there anything else that you can possibly add here to this list when we talk about fintech, finance, technology, innovation and disruption? कोई और चीज़ आपके ज़हन में आती, something that I've missed that you'd like me to add here onto this list? Something that you'd like to work on which you don't see here? You're more than welcome to add. मैंने तो आपको सिर्फ एक initial list दी थी because this is what we sort of started off with. And some of these items we're planning on covering in the course. So you'll actually have people or experts or speakers who come in and address some of these pieces, right? But certainly if you have other areas that you think that sort of fit into this domain, then we'd be happy to add them and look at it.
Alright, sir. I shall do my part.
But I think off the cuff, if you look at this list, कोई चीज़ है जो आपको नज़र आती है जो आप कहते हैं कि जी होनी चाहिए जो नज़र नहीं आ रही मुझे इसमें? अच्छा, now let's think in terms of the problems that you want to address, right? So let's take a look at some mote elements. So I think we have Asif coming in at 6 o'clock, and I want to give you a short break before Asif comes in so that you are fresh and we're ready for him. But let's take a look at some very high level examples. So for example, if you look at financial markets, and if you look at equities, for example, right? Do you have a sense ki what is the average trading volume per day at PSX in number of shares? So both high and low and average. क्या होगा आपके हिसाब से? So if you look at, let's say, the last 3 years, पिछले 3 साल निकाल लें. So look at the last 3 years, what was the highest number that we've hit in terms of market volume, shares traded in a single day, the lowest volume and the average volume. 20 million, 50 million, 100 million, 150 million, 200 million, 300 million, 400 million, 500 million, 110 million. This is आप बात करें March 21.
March 2018.
Oh, okay, so 110, ठीक है, alright. So, now next question to this is, what about retail investors? Number of active retail investors on the exchange. Do you have a figure for this? हम कर क्या रहे हैं? We just try to expand and explore. If you think in terms of opportunity identification, how would you go about exploring कि opportunity exists करती नहीं करती? And then when you think in terms of a solution to address that opportunity, what is the mindset? That's the purpose of the exercise. So we just picked up equities, for example, as a market, and the reason for doing that is because we have Asif coming in a little while. So these are some of the questions that we want him to address and we want him to talk about, but you want to have that context in the background, right? So retail investors क्या होंगे आखिर? Have they grown? Have they shrunk? 10 years ago कितने थे? इस साल कितने? So retail investors are less than 1%. So again, we should ask Asif this question because we have an expert coming in. We should ask him कि आप बताएं कि retail investors क्या part हैं और उसको grow करने का सबसे बड़ा element क्या है? And if you think about this, so सबसे बड़ा issue जो है that you want to address is this issue of trust. Correct? And this is one of the biggest reasons why you have less number of retail investors coming into the market is, historically speaking, if you think in terms of how much money retail investors have made in the market, you think retail investors have made money or have lost money over the last 10 years? So if you start, let's say, from 2010 to 2020, if you look at these 10 years, you think retail investors have made money or lost money in the market? Some have made money, some have lost money, right? But on average, have retail investors made money or lost money? Lost money, right? So San says they've lost money. So ये जो element of trust है, this element of trust comes where? Because if retail investors have lost money, if they were making money, you would have seen a sharp rise or increase in retail investors. But if they've lost money, then you would see a sharp decline, which is what we've been seeing. Part of this is also the market cycle. Part of it is, your investment philosophy. There are lots of other factors. So let's say if you said, the problem that I wanted to address is increasing participation of retail investors in PSX. Is this a fintech problem? Is this a financial innovation problem? So what you're really saying is the really interesting problems are not apparent or visible, right? आप एक तरफ कह रहे हैं कि part of this is trust, part of this is education, and maybe a part of this is inclusion on the investor front. Does that make sense? So आप कह रहे हैं कि this is the area where I want to work on. And then what you want to say is, let's say, we pick up let's say we say that the retail investors are 5% of market volume. And the goal you've set on your paper is, what can we do to increase this from 5%, 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 10%? What can we do to increase it 5 times? So if it's 5%, 5-time increase would be what can we do to increase this volume or this percentage 25%? That's one part. It could be, you might say, retail investors are some X number. What can we do to increase that number to 5X? And this could be a focus of your research paper. But then your research paper is not going to be just a dump of के ये volume है, ये trading activity है, ये listed shares हैं, ये securities हैं, ये numbers हैं, और ये history है. No, it would focus on an active problem that can help the market grow. Does that make sense? Does that give you a sense of what I'm looking for from the paper? I'm not looking at academic hypothetical papers. I'm looking at papers that identify and chart problems that can create and add value to the markets that we participate in and work with. And the reason why it's important to come up with this perspective is that, you know, you can come to me and say, I want to do algorithmic trading in Pakistan. We have that here in the list? No, we don't. We don't have it. We have financial markets as a broad level, and within that somewhere is algorithmic trading. But what's the problem with algorithmic trading in Pakistan? If you were to implement algorithmic trading in Pakistan, क्या होगा? कहाँ challenge आएगा आपको? Yeah, so data is a challenge. और उसके अलावा your सबसे बड़ा issue is liquidity, right? When we describe liquidity as volume. So while you may have, let's say, 600 plus listed securities on the exchange, how many of them are actually truly liquid that you can trade in, day out? Again, when Asif comes in, ask him this question. So you get a sense of what I'm saying? When you, अब हमने सिर्फ एक problem देखा है, right? So now, एक problem was how do you get retail investors volume up and increase their numbers up. A second problem is how do you improve liquidity in the market? What can you possibly do to improve liquidity in the market? क्या कर सकते हैं? How would you approach it? What would you suggest? What would be your first reaction? And ये सवाल आया कहाँ से? सवाल आया, you raise the question, okay, if I want to do algorithmic trading in Pakistan, एक element is data, एक element is connectivity between the trading engine and the exchange, but एक बहुत बड़ा element is liquidity. Do I have a good liquidity model? You know, what number of securities are there where the trading volume is greater than X million shares a day? ये कितनी है? How many are these? So you have to sort of dig this answer out and then come back and say, based on these constraints and these restrictions and these challenges, if you wanted to do algorithmic trading in Pakistan, this is what you have to do. You have to do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, right? This would become your proposed solution. And then you would look for precedents, you'd look for history, you'd look for other markets where similar challenges existed and were addressed, and you'd bring them forward. And then we take this and send it to somebody like Asif and say, ask Asif, आप बताएं, you know, does this paper make sense? Do you think there is merit in these ideas? Okay. So now, as I said, this is a partial list. This is just an initial list. As you can see, within just financial markets, outside of just straightforward equities, commodities, FX and bonds, we looked at two interesting areas and challenges. Each of these areas has, if you remember the first lecture we did on payments, where we looked at e-commerce and IBFT numbers. So the size of the IBFT market, the interbank fund transfer market, and the size of the e-commerce payment market. So your e-commerce value was 12 billion per quarter in July to September. Your IBFT value for mobile and internet banking was close to 2 trillion rupees. कितना फर्क है? 12 billion और 2 trillion में. It's like e-commerce is less than 1%. So if you were to focus from an opportunity point of view, where should you focus? Should you focus on this part of the game, or should you focus on this part of the game? What would be your reaction? कहाँ जाना पसंद करेंगे आप? From a strategy point of view, from an outlook point of view, from a approach point of view, where would you go? So from a strategy point of view, both answers are correct. If you say e-commerce is a niche market, and this is a market that needs to be, Asif is here. This is a niche market that needs to sort of grow and expand and prosper. Assalamu alaikum, Asif. Let's see if he's here. Assalamu alaikum, Asif. How are you?
Hey, walaikum salam, Jawad. I'm good. Thank you very much.
Asif, I just need a quick minute. I'm just going to wrap it up and then I'm going to hand it over to you. So, but welcome from all of us, and thank you very much for taking out the time to come join us today. Alright, so I think from a strategy point of view, both answers make sense. You could focus on e-commerce value, and that perfectly makes sense. But I think one of the challenges coming here is कि यहाँ पे margin क्या है आपके पास, right? And this is a very fractured market, and will most likely to get increasingly more fractured. And if you look at IBFT numbers, which is about 2 trillion, इसमें कितने players हैं? So you've got, let's say, about 30 plus banks, roughly speaking. And you've got a couple of other microfinance banks, and then you have a number of non-banking. If you look at the overall structure, Both markets are likely to be fractured, but where do you have a chance of winning is a function of which model, which approach are you thinking of following. So don't look at superficial answers, don't look at superficial opportunities, dig a little deeper and then finalize and decide which one do you want to take and go. So with that, I'd welcome Asif. Asif is a good old friend. I think we first met maybe about 15 years ago on the Financial Market Association platform. And I'm going to let Asif introduce himself. So Asif, over to you.